had one last fight with his girlfriend, then vanished forever. On August 8, 2013, 26-year-old Brandon Lawson argued with his girlfriend, Lawson, at their San Angelo, Texas home. According to his brother, Brandon had recently relapsed on methamphetamines after 6 months of sobriety. Just before midnight, he left to cool off, telling Lawson he was driving to his father's house in his silver Ford F-150. It was a drive he would never complete. Around 12:30 a.m., Brandon called his brother Kyle in a panic. He claimed his truck had run out of gas on Highway 277 and that 3 men were chasing him out of town. As Kyle prepared to bring him fuel, Brandon made a second, more desperate call, this time to 911.
911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. The safe, we're just pushed some guys over. Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. Got chasing to the woods. Please hurry.
Okay, now run that by me.
I'm not talking to him. I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
That's the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the cops.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello? Hello? Hello?
In the disturbing audio, a breathless Brandon tells the dispatcher, "Yes, I'm in the middle of a field," and that he ran into them. When asked if he needs an ambulance, his response is chillingly clear. "No, I need the cops." Then the line went dead. A sheriff's deputy responding to a report of an abandoned truck was already at Brandon's F-150 when Kyle arrived. Brandon was nowhere to be seen. Kyle called his brother's phone, and to his shock, Brandon answered. He whispered that he was in a field, bleeding, and that he could see Kyle. But despite being just yards away, neither Kyle nor the deputy could find any trace of him. A moment later, Brandon's phone went dead for good. An intensive search involving helicopters, K-9 units, and volunteers found nothing. It was as if he'd been swallowed by the Texas night. For years, the case went cold. Then, in February 2022, a private search party discovered clothing matching what Brandon was last seen wearing. Soon after, Texas Rangers located human remains nearby. On Christmas Day 2024, the Lawson family announced that DNA tests confirmed the remains belonged to Brandon. The discovery of his body answered where he was, but not what happened. The cause of death has not been released, and the Texas Rangers investigation is ongoing. The terror in Brandon's voice during his final moments remains an unsettling, unsolved mystery. The demonic voicemail of Henry McCabe. On September 7, 2015, 32-year-old Henry McCabe disappeared after a night out in Mounds View, Minnesota. About 2 hours after he was last seen, his wife received a call from his phone that went to voicemail. That 2-minute recording is one of the most disturbing pieces of evidence in any unsolved case. The horrifying audio seems to capture a violent, monstrous attack. The physical evidence, however, tells a completely different story. Henry's night out ended when a friend, William Kennedy, dropped him off at a gas station miles from his home. Kennedy's account of which gas station it was would later change. Left in the early morning darkness, Henry was vulnerable. Friends were holding his wallet and keys, so he had no ID and no way into his home. At 2:28 a.m., the call from Henry's phone went to his wife's voicemail. The 2-minute recording is the core of this mystery. The audio is a nightmarish mix of wet, gurgling noises and deep moans of pain. It then escalates into what many describe as inhuman, animal-like growls. Amid the chaos, some believe they can hear a faint voice crying, "Stop it!" The sounds seem to be the unambiguous recording of a man being brutally attacked. For 2 months, there was no sign of Henry McCabe. Then, on November 2, 2015, a kayaker on Rush Lake, 6 miles from the gas station, found his body. The discovery only plunged the case into deeper confusion. Investigators expected to find a body that matched the violence suggested by the voicemail, but what they found was the complete opposite. A full autopsy found no signs of trauma. There were no cuts, no bruises, no broken bones, no evidence of any kind of struggle. The man whose voice was seemingly captured in a life-or-death battle had a body that showed no signs of violence. The official cause of death was listed as undetermined. How could that voicemail, filled with growls and sounds of pain, result in a death with no corresponding physical evidence? The case of Henry McCabe is a terrifying contradiction. The shifting stories from his friend make you wonder if foul play was involved. Another theory is a tragic accident. An intoxicated Henry could have wandered into the lake, with the horrifying sounds being the gurgling noises of drowning. Some audio experts have even suggested the sounds could be from a person falling into cold water and gasping for air. Because the known facts don't add up, the sheer bizarreness of the audio has led to other speculation. To this day, the case remains open. For the family of Henry McCabe, there are no answers, only the haunting echo of his final moments, a recording of an event that, according to the physical evidence, never happened.
Where are we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going? No, this is a... Are you f***ing kidding me? You better not take me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we?
We're going.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Then where are these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street?
50th Street.
East, right?
East.
Over down.
South.
Those are the chilling last known words of 20-year-old Amber Tuccaro, captured on a phone call moments before she vanished in 2010. This recording isn't just the primary evidence in her case. It's a testament to a police investigation so flawed it was officially described in a federal review as deficient. Amber Tuccaro was a young mother from the Mikisew Cree First Nation. In August 2010, she flew to the Edmonton area with her 14-month-old son and a friend, checking into a motel in the nearby town of Nisku, Alberta. On the evening of August 18th, Amber left the motel to head into Edmonton, accepting a ride from an unknown man. During that car ride, she was on the phone with her brother. The call captured her growing fear as she realized the driver wasn't taking her to the city, but down rural back roads. Her voice and the man's were recorded in what would become her final moments. When Amber's mother reported her missing, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or RCMP, waited a full month to begin a formal investigation. An independent review later found the response lacked urgency, with key interviews delayed for 4 months. At one point, her name was even removed from the missing persons list based on an unconfirmed tip, and crucial evidence from her motel room was destroyed by police. Years later, the RCMP issued a formal apology, admitting their handling of the case was not our best work. Amber's family rejected it. It took 2 years for the RCMP to release a portion of that phone call to the public. In the clip, the driver tells Amber he's taking her to 50th Street in Edmonton, but her voice is filled with tension. "You better not be taking me anywhere I don't want to go," she says. "I want to go into the city." Investigators believe he was actually driving in the opposite direction, into rural Leduc County. To this day, the man's voice has not been identified. On September 1st, 2012, just weeks after the audio was released, horseback riders discovered a human skull in a remote Leduc County field. Dental records confirmed the remains belonged to Amber Tuccaro. Her death was classified as a homicide. Amber's story is a tragic example of Canada's crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, or MMIWG. Indigenous women are disproportionately victims of homicide, and their cases are too often undermined by the same systemic failures seen in Amber's investigation. As of 2025, Amber Tuccaro's murder remains unsolved.